I'm Sam Waterston. You're watching Visionaries, proud to present its 11th season on public television.
Visionaries is produced in partnership with the Ash Institute for Democratic Governance and Innovation at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. Visionaries was made possible in part by the Exposition Foundation, Incorporated, the Kenneth A. Scott Charitable Trust, a Key Bank trust, and by Dr. Fred Eshelman. Additional funding has been provided by the following.
Sometimes you read the paper and watch the news, and it seems like there's more bad news than good in the world. But you know what? It's just not true.
I at least can hold on to something, that there's something, maybe it's small, but there's something that I'm doing to make a difference.
It's just a feeling that you have. If you can help people, you have to. There's no alternative.
Every child has potential that we just can't know. And so, to my mind, that's what we're doing. We are saving potential for the future.
Not so long ago, Baltimore, Maryland was one of the most violent and drug-addicted cities in our nation. It seemed hopelessly mired in a culture of failure. Information wasn't flowing. Therefore, decisions were being made in the dark, and no one was being held accountable. Then came CitiStat. Now governments around the world are taking note as Baltimore's mayor reinvents his city by relentlessly tracking the performance of each city department. How? With maps, charts, graphs, and a hot seat. From health to housing, police to parks, every department must account for the good, the bad, and the ugly, and face the mayor in the CitiStat room.
Why does it take 45 minutes to get an answer from the field?
A lot of the information is not inputted at the time.
What does that mean?
They may check 1,000 vehicles during that day.
They got to spend 30 to 45 minutes administratively waiting every time.
It does cut in. I agree with you. It does.
It's bad information already. Right. You could have 164, but who cares if the information's bad on the front end and it's not being put in a timely fashion? We should fix the things we can control right now.
We have been fixing the process. That's why we're getting the data now.
I had a city government that basically was very down on itself and its own ability to improve performance. And I needed a way to move us forward quickly. And so I knew that this worked. And it also, maybe it's something about the fact that I'm a lawyer. I mean, having been in the courtroom a lot, I am very comfortable with the sort of questioning and the back and forth, the answers and the questions, and that sort of cross-examination, direct examination way.
Well, we got you up there. Let's talk potholes a little bit. How are we doing?
We're doing actually very well with our potholes. We're continuing to maintain 100% on our 48-hour pothole guarantee.
If you only have to be accountable once a year, you're going to work against that deadline. But if you have to be accountable every 2 weeks, you're going to want to improve your performance every 2 weeks. It's a fact of human nature.
And we're still on target and schedule to complete the program in November when we originally said.
Did you know that?
No.
CitiStat's how Baltimore is run. We measure performance of every element of city government, and we try to use it to set goals and improve how we do things around here.
The combination of the customer service model of the 311 Center with the performance measurement of CompStat, that had never been applied across all of the city departments.
We take information from a number of sources, financial, operational, service, citizen demand. Someone encounters a pothole in the street, they dial 311. They give us the location, the address, and instantly that information is available to anyone in city government.
Good morning. How you doing, James? Good morning, Paul. Here's the 311s for today. Why don't you go to Kelly Avenue Bridge first? This is on the bridge deck.
We then use that information to deploy our resources within our Department of Transportation or Department of Public Works. They abate the complaint, and then they close out that service request. At CitiStat, every 14 days, we review that information, and we see how well the government performed in meeting those customer demands.
Well, it was a little hectic at first, but we were backlogged with a lot of potholes. Level of efficiency, I feel, has gotten way better. You know, this way, you're actually doing something that you're getting a citizen that reported wants done. You're actually getting that, like, firsthand through this computer-generated system of complaints. And it makes you feel better that you take care of somebody's problems.
We literally have anywhere from 6 to 8 of these meetings every week, and there's a tremendous amount of prep time involved. So you can take, 70, 80 pages of data a week from a department, but you got to translate it into a series of charts, graphs, pictures, and maps, which tell a story of performance. So that as you're having these discussions about who's doing well, who's doing poorly, you have these pictures as a backdrop behind you, and, it helps people understand the issues much better.
Look what Chicago does. This is from their website, or this is from Revenue Authority? Chicago can do it, so can we.
All right, sir.
Well, on this side of the table, you typically have the mayor's, what he likes to call command staff, the people who, if you get them in a room together, have a very good, productive discussion, the people who are able to make decisions and make commitments on behalf of the government.
Yes.
I was scared to death. I had no idea what this was. I had no idea what this process was.
Those underachievers not only are being counseled, and we're looking into their performance, but we're also going back to give them some retraining. So
it was tough. I mean, this is a totally different approach for most long-term city employees.
Basically,
I don't think it looks that bad. If somebody's 180 days...
They're very unaccustomed to this level of accountability and this level of disclosure. And you've got people who maybe had seen the mayor once in their whole life, typically at a parade, who are now interacting with him every 14 days.
So every time someone needs to verify something out in the field, they don't have to wait 45 minutes to get an answer.
I was just telling someone on my staff that I still get nervous when I go to CitiStat, even though I've been on both sides. I've been an analyst on the other side of the table. Now I'm at the podium, and I still get nervous.
I don't get as nervous as I do anxious. I realize that everybody, the mayor and his cabinet, are my superiors for 9 days a week. I don't look at them as superiors on that day. I look at them as team members. Reporting to the team, or possibly they're the CEO and I'm the one running the company, and I'm letting them know what has occurred with their company over that period of time, and I will also let them know what they may have to do to assist me to make things better.
You having any problem getting lists, getting people? I mean, because I haven't heard any urgency, and if it is, Carla needs to be, talking with us to let us know what we can do to help you.
So I think the hot seat feeling is good because it keeps me as well as my staff on our toes. We know that we're going to have to go in before the mayor and his cabinet and defend our performance. And I think it's healthy, and I think it's necessary. I think it's critical to the successes we've been able to achieve.
And how would you suggest doing that?
I guess the city could kind of,
dip into our own pocket? What's your second best idea? Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
The minute this meeting ends, within 24 hours, there's a memo that goes out to that department saying, here are all the commitments that you made. Here are all the things we expect to hear about when you're back here in 2 weeks. And it is relentless. And we're proud of that.
CitiStat means that it's more like the watchdogs over us, more or less. That to watch and see what we do, how we do it, how long it takes us to do it, how much it's going to cost us to do it, that sort of thing. To me, it's annoying because there's a lot of people that don't do our job, trying to do our job, tell us how to do our job. I would say 10 years ago it was different as far as getting things done. There wasn't a lot of pressure pressure. You know, it was still like, oh, if you got that good, if you didn't, we'll get it tomorrow. Today is now. It's, you know, get it, please, now.
Make unreasonable demands, and you'll get reasonable results. So we have high goals. We want to be the greatest city in America. Why struggle to be the 18th greatest city in America, you know? The 90s was a very rough decade for Baltimore. We became the most addicted city according to the DEA in 1994, and we stayed there every single year, #1 in the nation up until 1999, by which time the FBI then said by almost every Part 1 measurement of violent crime, we had become the most violent city in America as well. And of course, nobody wants to stay in a city or invest in a city that's becoming progressively more dangerous, more dirty, more unhealthy. And that's where I came into the picture. We promised to bring to Baltimore the sort of effective policing that we had seen happening in New York, in New Orleans, in Newark, and other cities that had emulated that ComStat model of performance-driven policing.
And I think we asked you guys to go back and take a look at that and find out.
Using accurate and timely intelligence, they rapidly deploy resources on a weekly basis, relentlessly follow up, and constantly measure the effectiveness of their tactics and strategies. You know, you look at the simplicity of it and the common sense of it, and you think it could have applications to other things beyond policing. You know, it's a pretty quick and natural move. Folks, this is what we're going to do citywide, and we're going to be the first city in America to do it citywide. And we did.
The bottom line is for neighbors, as I understand it, if the streets are clean, if they feel good about the neighborhood, then we're all working for better. They may not know about CitiStat, but that's okay because we know things are getting better. And we track how things are getting better. CitiStat tracks how agencies are doing in the city government to try and make things better.
Listen to the boys, see that house. Sharp Latin Hall is the oldest Afro-American community in Baltimore City. This community was established in the 1800s. Right. Yeah. The neighborhood in the past had been neglected. We have not received the kind of services from the city as far as improvements on a timely basis. We have learned how to use the census tract information and how to navigate through all those numbers and systems so that we can show the data for our community to get the city to respond more to our needs. Street improvements, sidewalk improvements, and children need a place to play. And one of the things that's our focus at this time is using our numbers so that we can get better youth services. Pride was brought back because we found out we could do something to advocate for ourselves, to get more of the services that we rightly, deserve.
To me, government accountability is sort of a no-brainer, but yet there's no government that's really been doing this in the way that the city government has been doing it. So I think from just a citizen standpoint, it's positive that things are going in that direction. It's not perfect, but it's getting there.
We're not going to be satisfied until we are the safest big city in America, until it's the best big city in America for kids to grow up. I mean, that's our goal. This is not a dress rehearsal. We're here and now, and we're going to do the most we can as quickly as we can to make our city the greatest city in America.
For the Visionaries, I'm Sam Waterston. See you next time.
If you would like more information about Visionaries, the organization's profile, or would like to recommend a story, please visit our website at visionaries.org. Visionaries is produced in partnership with the Ash Institute for Democratic Governance and Innovation at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. Visionaries was made possible in part by the Exposition Foundation, Incorporated, the Kenneth A. Scott Charitable Trust, a key bank trust, and by Dr. Fred Eshelman. Additional funding has been provided by the following: